There's a corner of South America where life moves slower, smiles come easier, and the horizon seems endless. It's a place that doesn't scream for attention. Instead, it quietly captures your heart. Welcome to Uruguay, a land of rolling grasslands, golden beaches, and soulful simplicity. While its giant neighbors, Brazil and Argentina, draw the spotlight, Uruguay remains a quiet masterpiece, a country that feels untouched, unhurried, and unbelievably beautiful. Here, the Atlantic breeze carries the scent of the ocean through charming colonial towns. The streets are lined with pastel houses, vintage cars, and locals sipping mate by the riverside. It's peaceful, authentic, and full of life, the kind of destination that feels like a secret you've just stumbled upon. Nestled between Argentina and Brazil, Uruguay might be one of South America's smallest countries, but it's big on heart, history, and natural grace. So, get ready to explore Uruguay, where the past meets the sea, where culture meets calm, and where beauty hides in the details most travelers overlook. Uruguay's story is one of resilience and pride. It was once part of the Spanish and Portuguese colonial tug-of-war, a land caught between empires. But in 1825, the people of Uruguay stood firm and declared their independence, carving out a nation that would become one of the most peaceful and progressive in Latin America today. Uruguay is known for its democracy, education, and quality of life. It's modern, yet deeply traditional, where the past lingers gracefully, not as a shadow, but as a reminder of identity. History isn't locked in museums here. It lives in the plazas, in the tango music that drifts through old neighborhoods, and in the warmth of every conversation. Montevideo. Let's begin in Montevideo, the capital and cultural heart of Uruguay. A city that feels more like a seaside poem than a bustling metropolis. Here, the Rambla of Montevideo stretches for over 13 miles, a scenic waterfront promenade where locals walk, cycle, and gather for sunset. The skyline glows with old-world charm and modern energy. Colonial facades meet street art, while the scent of grilled asado drifts from every corner. Montevideo's Ciudad Vieja, or Old Town, is where history breathes through cobbled streets. You'll find elegant plazas and pastel buildings here. As you explore, you realize Montevideo isn't a city of noise. It's a city of rhythm. Everywhere you go, there's music, tango in the air, candombe drums echoing through alleys, and the sound of waves reminding you the sea is always close. Now, here's a hidden gem. If you want to experience the soul of Montevideo, visit the Barrio Sur neighborhood during Carnival. The traditional candombe parades, with their drums and dancers, aren't just performances, they're living history, a fusion of African heritage and Uruguayan pride that shakes the streets with joy. Colonia Del Sacramento. Now we travel west to the UNESCO World Heritage City of Colonia del Sacramento, one of the oldest and most romantic towns in South America. Imagine cobblestone streets illuminated by lanterns, ivy-covered walls, and vintage cars parked under jacaranda trees. Colonia feels frozen in time, yet it's full of life. Founded by the Portuguese in the 1600s, it became a crossroads of cultures. Portuguese elegance blending with Spanish flair, walk through the Barrio Histórico, where every corner tells a story. Here, you can wander from old fortresses to riverside cafes that overlook the Rio de la Plata, one of the widest rivers in the world. As the sun sets, the whole town glows in amber light, reflecting off the calm waters. Fun fact, the lighthouse of Colonia, still standing tall after centuries, was built using stones from the ruins of a 17th century convent. It's a perfect symbol of Uruguay itself, history reborn into light. Punta del Este. A few hours east of Montevideo lies the sparkling coastal resort of Punta del Este, often called the Saint-Tropez of South America. Here, luxury meets laid-back charm. Golden beaches stretch for miles, dotted with surfboards, art sculptures, and palm trees swaying in the wind. The air feels alive with energy, yet never rushed. The ocean's sound blends with laughter, music, and the clinking of glasses as people gather to watch one of the most beautiful sunsets on the continent. Don't miss the hand in the sand sculpture, 5 giant fingers rising from the beach, a surreal and iconic sight symbolizing humanity's presence in nature. But there's more to Punta del Este than glamour. Just beyond the city, you'll find José Ignacio, a small fishing village turned bohemian paradise, a hidden gem of Uruguay. It's peaceful, stylish, and surrounded by dunes and wild beaches that stretch to infinity. Beyond its cities and beaches, Uruguay's true soul lives in its countryside. A landscape of open skies, rolling hills, and endless green. Drive through the Uruguayan pampas, and you'll see gauchos, the local cowboys, herding cattle just as they did centuries ago. It's a land of freedom, where the horizon never ends. Nature reserves like Cabo Polonio show a wilder side of Uruguay, an off-grid village surrounded by dunes and sea lions, where there are no roads, only sand trails. Electricity fades here, but the stars shine brighter than anywhere else. It's raw, remote, and absolutely unforgettable. A hidden world that captures the adventurous spirit of the country. Now let's talk about one of the best parts of Uruguay, its food. Here, meals aren't rushed, they're savored. The national obsession is asado, perfectly grilled beef, cooked slowly over wood fire, shared with friends and family. Every barbecue feels like a celebration of togetherness. And then there's chivito, a legendary sandwich stacked with steak, ham, cheese, and fried egg. The kind of meal that makes your heart happy. You'll also see people everywhere holding a mate cup, a herbal tea that's more than a drink, it's a ritual. Friends pass it around, sharing conversation and warmth. It's Uruguay in a cup, simple, social, and sincere for dessert. Don't miss dulce de leche, sweet caramel heaven, or bizcochos, small pastries perfect for an afternoon coffee by the sea. Uruguay's cuisine isn't fancy. It's comfort, the kind that feels like home, no matter where you're from. Uruguay is not a country that demands your attention. It doesn't shout. It hums softly. But once you hear its song, you never forget it. It's in the laughter echoing from a seaside cafe. the rhythm of candombe drums, the peace of its countryside, and the timeless beauty of its old towns. In a world that moves too fast, Uruguay reminds you to slow down, to breathe, to connect, to simply be. It's small in size, but vast in spirit. A country that doesn't just show you its beauty, it lets you feel it. So when you think of South America's greatest destinations, don't just look at the giants. Look for the quiet heart that beats between them. Because that heart is Uruguay. Peaceful, proud, and impossibly beautiful.